Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, September 12th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you about a half a dozen or so stocks, names that we're paying attention to on our watch list, names that are holding up well, showing relative strength, haven't yet run or are too overextended to the upside, and generally speaking are names that are actionable that you may find interesting for your watch list. So we're going to jump into it here right now. As always though, this video is powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We bring you, in this video, 4 names from their stock lists over there. We get a few from their IPO lists, IPO leaders list that I like to take a look at routinely as well. So let's jump into it. First here is ACIW. This comes from our watch list, but it's a tech play software company, smaller cap, small to mid cap. And this one here has just been flowing higher here. It hasn't been in a strongly trending uptrend, but it's certainly ebbed and flowed its way to the upside over the course of 2018. It's up, approximately 25% year to date. So a nice outperformer. And when we look at this recent action here, you can see great relative strength. It's trading just under its year to date highs here. And if we look just a little bit closely here, we have a nice tight sideways range that it's developed in around 28, above 28, below about 28.50, 28.55 or so. So we have some clear levels to pay attention to. If this name can start to break through this 28.55, break to new year-to-date highs, ideally on volume, this would be a nice sort of momentum signal for us here on ACIW. So that is our first name we're looking at. Next up is MANH. Once again, another software play here, small cap stock. Again, nice uptrend over the course of 2018 here. It's not at its all-time highs, but it's certainly gone on a nice run throughout August here. It's moved from about $45 up to $58, 20% plus move here in just about a month or so. And now it is working off those gains, consolidating, nice relative strength here. And again, a very similar pattern, just kind of trading just under its year-to-date highs, moving sideways, clear resistance around 58.70, just under that 59 level. If we can start to clear through there, then I like it for a continued trend to the upside, new fresh momentum signal. And again, this may not be ready today, tomorrow, or even this week. It's something just to keep an eye on. Maybe this consolidation needs to broaden out a bit over the next week or two. That's totally fine. Something to pay attention to, though, given its relative strength. So those are 2 from my watch list. Let's look now at 4 names from IBD's list. The first is WHD. This is one that we talked about last week, but I just want to bring it back up because this weekly chart is so perfect here. Again, this is a weekly time frame we're looking at. It is a young issue. It's a recent IPO back in February of this year. And you can see it's just spent from May here, moving sideways under this 36 level. It's put in a nice, healthy looking consolidation within the context of an uptrend here. So I just want to re-highlight this here as an actionable setup, a name to pay attention to. It's in the energy space. So if you have a bias there, if you're leaning on the bullish side for energy in general, then this is certainly one that you would want to pay attention to. So WHD, keep an eye on it. Next up is EPRT. This one here is a boring name. It's a recent IPO from June. It's a real estate investment trust, so I know this isn't a sexy name, and it is trading pretty thinly. So I don't want to go too, I'm not going to go too in depth here. But again, you just have a recent IPO trading under highs, tight pattern, boring space, lighter volume. So remember that needs to fit your trade strategy and plan here. This is one that I may not personally touch myself, but I think there's certainly traders out there that would find this interesting. So keep an eye on about 1470 or so for that trigger entry for that momentum, fresh all-time highs for EPRT. Next up, we have FOCS. This one here, financial services. Again, another IPO name. These are names that I'm finding. That's why I love IBD, is because I don't personally look too closely or follow all of the IPO issues as they're coming out, but their stock list for IPO leaders certainly helps in this. So FOCS, another name off of that list. You can see here we get a nice bull flag forming here after it broke to new all-time highs. Nice surge of momentum throughout August into September, and now we're cooling off, pulling back just a little bit. Volume is lighter, so be aware of that. Let's make sure that this trade's liquid enough for everyone that is interested in this name. These consolidations or these pullback days here are certainly on lighter volume, and then when we start to march higher, that volume does come in. So just pay attention to it. Nice little flag pattern here. Consolidation. I like it if it starts breaking this trend line here. Maybe it needs more time pulling back, but for now, something to keep an eye on. And finally, we have CARG. This is a name that I posted yesterday on the stream. Again, another recent IPO. This one was at the end of 2017, so we get a little more price history here, but this really exploded to the upside over the course of June, July, and August, all the way up to $55, started down here around in the 30s. So quite a bit of movement there in just a couple of months. It's since pulled back, and then take a look at this volume here as it attacks this $50 level again. Really seems like it wants to get going here to the upside again, and after such a strong move and a quick move over just a couple of months and a nice orderly consolidation, a gap fill, I really like this candidate here for its relative strength and trend continuation potential. So those are 6 names to pay attention to this week. Hopefully you find at least one of these interesting. They fit your time frame and strategy. If not, throw them away, and we'll be back next week with some new ideas for you. So thanks so much, as always, for watching. Every Wednesday we publish these videos. You can subscribe on YouTube to keep up to the date with all of the latest that we publish. Thanks so much, and talk to you next week.